Hello everybody, welcome to Art of Tiny Living. Today we'll be talking about the RV, how we got it, and the history of it, and why it's in the shape it's in. If you please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up.
So this is a 1992 Lazy Days RV. It's a 30-footer. And we bought this just a few months ago down in New Mexico. We currently live in Minnesota. We were down for the winter and we drove this thing back. We like the idea of it because we want to do the whole tiny house kind of thing. And we figure this is a pretty good start for us as we kind of transition back and forth between our life in Minnesota and our expanding life into New Mexico. So she's not in too bad a shape. She's got some miles on her, but that's okay. Runs really nice. Maybe I'll give it a start later and you can kind of see it. Here's the trick though. Here, let's take a step inside. As you can kind of tell, the previous owner was in the midst of a makeover, let's call it. Got a little bit sick and tired of doing it, I guess, and decided to finally just convert out a box truck into the things that he wanted instead of this Lazy Boy RV. I have kind of continued the process. Some of the hanging dangly things are things that I took out and labeled because he took the inverter and all kinds of the lighting and things that were in here and didn't have anything marked. So having any idea of what it was, I traced a lot of it back and trying to see if we can, how much of it we can salvage and how much not. Like I said, she's in pretty decent shape. It appears that the propane still works. A lot of the plumbing has been previously removed. Kind of debating whether or not we want to keep it, or when we're on our property in New Mexico having available water, we could travel back and forth with it for a few miles every once in a while and go fill and dump and take care of those kind of things. But so we're still kind of weighing our options. That is mostly intact throughout the body of it. However, the pump coming off the holding tank is gone, and some of the other things, the piece that goes back into the gray water doesn't seem to be exactly hooked up from what I can tell underneath. Anybody who happens to know something about these things, please feel free to send us a message, because maybe we could share some ideas together. But anyway, so this is the place that when we first go down to New Mexico and start to expand a few things down there, we're going to live in it, and then we expect to kind of travel back and forth from different places in it. So we're comfortable with that. It's got plenty of good storage for the most part. We built this queen size bed in the back across the two fender beds. We thought about turning it the other way and going with a king, but we really needed to have a place. We have some furry family members, and they'll be sleeping underneath that bunk. We'll have it dogged out for them. Here, like I said, I'll let you hear this thing. It starts up beautifully. I don't have to touch nothing. Turn that. Every time. So well maintained. The mileage doesn't bother me. It's got the 260,000 on it, which isn't really so bad for a 92. It's better that they have some miles on it versus sitting dead for years. And people say they have low mileage on them, but these things are meant to be driven, meant to be moved around. So that's what we plan to do with it. Probably just turn this bathroom into a storage area. We're thinking of just doing a gray water pump system out, and water pump in system of some sort, maybe out of refillable, recyclable containers. A couple different ideas. The stove apparently still kind of works. We're thinking of going toaster oven or something alongside of it, where the old refrigerator used to be. We currently own a mini fridge, so we're gonna take that from our cabin when we leave for the winter again, and we'll mount that in here, build a bracket and a shelf, and maybe stick a couple other things, because we still have the outside heat reliever, so that vent helps. So if we wanted to do something small, like another little 900 watt microwave or something along those lines that would generate a little bit of heat, there's still some place for it to escape to. But this whole wall will get finished off and become a little thicker. Certainly a change from where it is now. Right now you can see that it's just all pressed board on the floor. Pretty decent job. Enough of us that we're going to just put down some liner and tongue and groove paneling that we have. Probably do the wall and paint, and try to find something else for the ceiling. I'd like to frame these windows. This one we just put in. Used to be where the air conditioner was. We don't really need so much of an air conditioner here in Minnesota. The heater, we're going to put a bigger panel down here where the old panel used to be, and run all new wiring and stuff. And I'd like to get an infrared heater of some sort, maybe something into one of those two areas. But anyway, this is our project while we are on the whole lockdown, shut-in, quarantining. We have some stuff that we've already purchased for it, and as we get along in the process, we'll certainly be purchasing a bunch more. Did have one guy say it was a money pit at one point in time, but I think it's great, because we're going to be able to make it however we decide that we want to. There's a few things that need to be adjusted and fixed and so forth, but realistically, for the most part, it'll have all the things that we need, and all the things that we need access to when we travel. Long weekends, or maybe a week out at a time, or whatever that might be. But this is going to be also stay in place up on the property for a little while as we build or construct our next tiny home out there on that space. Well, anyway, so this is it. We're going to get rid of that toilet. Anybody need a toilet? Let me know. This is our rolling home. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like. Talk to you later.